This is Internet Business Mastery, episode 102.
In a world where bosses control your life and thoughts of escape fill your mind, where inspiration seems dead and cynicism rules the masses, you have a desire to break free. You feel the need to take control. Now, there exists a place where the secrets of freedom and wealth are given to those who believe. InternetBusinessMastery.com. Free your mind.
Hello and welcome to Internet Business Mastery online at InternetBusinessMastery.com. I'm Sterling.
And I'm Jay.
And we're here to help you escape the 9-to-5 and live the lifestyle of your dreams by turning your life's passion into a profitable internet business, even if you're just getting started today. Now, in this episode of Internet Business Mastery, we're going to start the first part of a big freedom series we plan on doing. And this one in particular is called How to Achieve Freedom of Time with Your Online Business. And in the quick tip, we've got a resource for launching your website in as little as 5 minutes. And we'd like to remind you that if you'd like to get a jump start on creating your own profitable internet business using our proven system, you can claim your risk-free trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy by going to freeaudiogift.com. So Jay, what's been going on?
Well, I noticed something yesterday. I don't know if you realized, but Internet Business Mastery has been downloaded over 1 million times. In fact, almost 1.2 million times now.
Yeah, I love the idea of that. I mean, this is such an awesome time in history that could even happen.
Right.
You and I have an idea, and we go, oh, let's see what happens. And over 1 million people listen to it. Like go, okay, let's see what you got. Like, that is so awesome.
Right. And I was also, looking through some stats and seeing we've reached over 120 countries with the show as well. So, I mean, that's pretty darn cool that, of course our archives continue to be downloaded and then, the new episodes get downloaded, but, we've had 1.2 million people. Well, and that's listens, 1.2 million downloads, but still that's just a lot. That's a lot of times that somebody has downloaded one of our episodes.
Yeah,
so,
that's amazing.
Pretty encouraging and pretty cool to notice after we've just hit our 100th episode anniversary, so to speak. So, I guess, here's to the next million. And the next, I guess we need to go. I think the UN has like 300 and some odd countries listed. Like official countries recognized in the world or something. So I guess we still got a couple hundred more countries we need to get our show into, but bit by bit, we'll be working on it.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody that's listened and is listening now. Like, that is so awesome that this can happen. Again, I'm just always fascinated with, what's happening in history now that we could even do this is just crazy.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that this whole, journey has brought to us and that we are here to bring to others is the idea of increased freedom. The last couple episodes, we talked about the pillars of happiness, one of which was freedom, more, freedom to spend your time the way you want, financial freedom, things like that. So you had the idea, actually, to do a series on different types of freedom and how our listeners can enjoy or bring about more of these types of freedom in their lives using online business. So let's go ahead and jump into part 1 of this series that we'll be doing on and off over the next few months. And let's talk about freedom of time.
And now, the features segment.
Okay, so in part 1 of this new freedom series that we're going to visit from time to time is one of our favorite types of freedom, and that is the freedom of time, the freedom to have control over our time, to spend our time the way we want, to spend more time doing the things that fulfill us. The interesting thing is I know a lot of people talk about, making more money, and we're certainly here. Internet Business Mastery is about helping you start an internet business. It's about helping you make money online, even replace your income. But I really think when people say, hey, one of my top goals is to make more money, I think the thing they have in mind is increased freedom, increased choice, increased possibilities, increased flexibility, being less subject to the to their employment, to their work, to the factors around them that maybe dictate where they have to live or how they spend their time, how much of their week they end up at work and commuting, all these things that obviously our time has a lot of constraints upon it. And so certainly having the freedom to build your life in such a way that you have increased freedom of time is just going to lead to more happiness. And freedom was one of our 3 pillars of happiness that we talked about in the last couple of episodes. And so let's talk first of all about some of the benefits of having freedom of time. We've got 7 benefits here. Number 1 is that you can quit your job when you really, I think we start with that one because I think we know that a lot of people who listen to our show want to quit their job. And I can remember, when I first graduated from college, started my employment in a nice quote unquote steady job as an engineer, making good money, going to work every week for 40 hours. If I was still in employment now, I think with the way the economy is these days, people are getting made to work 50, 60-hour weeks, which would just kill me. And I remember it didn't take long. I constantly had this feeling of, man, my time is not my own. I'd get home from work and immediately I was just desperate to get every last minute of fulfillment out of the time I had in the evening. And then, when the evening started reaching an end, it's oh no, I got to go to bed. And when I wake up, that means I got to go to work. Or the worst part was that Sunday evening dread. It was oh, yep, here it comes, the work week again. I hated that feeling. And, that was one of the biggest reliefs. I can remember the first Sunday after I quit my job back in August 15th, 2003, my Independence Day, the first Sunday following that, I just remember going, wow, this is the coolest thing. Tomorrow, I don't have to go anywhere. Now, of course, I knew I needed to work on my business but I was in charge of what I was going to do. And I certainly didn't have to get in a car and commute. I didn't have to go and do work for someone else. It was up to me now how to spend my time. And that was a wonderful sense of freedom that I had from that.
Yeah, one aspect for me that was definitely nice was remembering how it was in my job as they were really illogical with time and in return wasted a lot of my time, and I think felt like it was okay because they were paying me. But it was really hard for me because the problem was actually lack of strategy and planning, but I would always kind of pay for it in terms of how my time was wasted, or I'd have to make up for other people's just lack of understanding of strategy and planning. And that was really, really hard for me. And, not being able to follow my own inner productive sense and strategy was just horrible for me and always a problem. And the other thing is I'm more of a late night person, and I couldn't work based on my own body clock and how productive I am at certain times and this kind of stuff. I couldn't do that because I got to be there at 7:30 in the morning, being subject to be there when they want you to be there. Again, another illogical thing was I would get there at 7:30 and more than likely we wouldn't even start till 9, which would just aggravate me to no end. And then at the last part of the day, we would have to rush and struggle every single day. And then they would always go, so overtime. And, more like you're required. You're going to have to do this. We got to finish this today. And oh man, that stuff would make me insane. And of course, quitting my job was able to certainly release that. And of course, with internet business, you can learn and grow and figure out better ways to use your time and, be able to strategize better and plan better. So that kind of stuff happens less and less. I mean, that kind of stuff's going to happen at first while you figure it all out. But, you can actually make those decisions to not have it continue to happen, which, is why I love internet business.
So that's benefit number 1. You get to quit your job and choose something that is more under your control. And I should point out that after we get done with these benefits, then we're going to go into specifically 5 strategies for achieving freedom of time. So number 2 is you get to make more money. Now,
nice.
It's interesting. I think we think about, okay, let's just be able to sit back on the beach and not have to do much at all. And that's fine. Maybe that's what people want. I think in the end, we all have some kind of sense of purpose we want to be able to fulfill with our time. And most people I know in internet business, even as they do work less and less, they still don't necessarily go down to 0 because they still like being actively participating in something that fulfills them and adds to the world and people around them. But the nice thing is that you get to make more money as you do this. And, even though, and there's this interesting paradox is even though we work less now than we did before as employees when we would work 40 and then sometimes 50 or 60-hour weeks. I mean, right now we're at about 30. We've been at as little as 20. And we make more money now